you will still get a lot of very interesting information about Ireland and about NCI in today's presentation, and hopefully you'll find it encouraging and inspiring for looking ahead to your study abroad journey. So I'm just going to share my screen because I have some slides and some information to show with you. So just one moment and I'll get this set up. Okay, hopefully you can see all of that there. So as I mentioned, the focus of today's presentation is about tech, okay? And specifically careers in tech and what are the current job opportunities, I suppose globally, but specifically today I'm talking about Ireland because that's where we are based. So I'm going to be talking about 3 areas. The first thing I'm going to talk about is Ireland and about how Ireland has developed itself into what we call a global tech superpower. And I think you will see what I mean when I go to give you this information. I will then talk about NCI, National College of Ireland, and how we prepare you for your future career. So even if you're not interested in tech, I think this section will be really interesting for you because you will see the kind of things, the kind of activities you will do to make sure that you are 100% ready for starting your career or continuing your career after you study. And the third area is a little bit more about specific opportunities in tech careers that we have here in Ireland today and what the future is looking like as well, okay? So I'm hoping the presentation will take no more than about 20 minutes. I hope that you'll find it interesting and I'm very happy to answer any questions that you have at the end of the presentation as well, okay? So let's begin. Let's talk about Ireland. I'm very passionate about Ireland. It's where I'm from. It's where I'm based here today. It's currently 7 a.m. here in Ireland, so good morning from us. Ireland is very safe and welcoming, okay? It's known as one of the safest countries in the world to live. We are English speaking, of course. We also have a second language called Irish, but you don't need to learn Irish if you want to come and study in Ireland. We have world-class education standards. Our education system here in Ireland is consistently voted in the top 10 education systems in the world. So we have a very high quality education from primary school right up to university level. We have an excellent student experience. International students who come to study in Ireland fall in love with the country, fall in love with the culture, and have such a fantastic time when they're studying and living here. We have a globally celebrated culture. So some of you may know some elements of Irish culture already, such as our music or our dance, or perhaps you've heard of St. Patrick's Day, which is the day that everybody celebrates being Irish. And more recently, over the last 20 years, Ireland has become known for being a top location for global companies. And of course, that is key to what we're talking about today. And you'll learn a little bit more about the kind of companies and opportunities that there are here in Ireland over the next few minutes. Ireland is known as being very beautiful, okay? Very green, beautiful landscapes, particularly the coastal areas. We also have some fantastic, very historic, very old cities, but that have also transformed into very modern and vibrant cities. And this here is a snapshot of Dublin, which is of course the capital city of Ireland, where NCI is based. We celebrate traditional music. It's a big part of our culture and something that our international students love. We have very ancient, unique forms of dance that are also part of our culture. And some of our sports that are native to Ireland are over 3,000 years old. They're older than the pyramids in Egypt. So Irish culture and Irish history is really quite ancient, quite old, very interesting, and something that's still a big part of our country today. But particularly over the last 30 or 40 years, Ireland has transformed itself into a very, very modern, vibrant country. And we really are creating global impact. And one way we are doing that is in the growth of our technology sector. It has been booming over the last 30 years. And every year it continues to grow and continues to create opportunities. And I'm just going to give you one example of how we did this and how this growth started. Let's talk about Google. I'm sure it's a company, of course, that you have all heard of and that you probably use. I use every single day, several times a day. Google came to Ireland in 2003, okay, so almost 20 years ago. They rented office space in Dublin and they hired just 100 people. They were testing us out. What's Ireland going to be like? Will we stay here? Will we grow? Does it give us everything that we need? And the answer was yes, it gave them everything that they need, because today, less than 20 years later, Google employs over 8,000 people here in Ireland. Most of them are here in Dublin, in the capital city. And those people come from 70 different countries, speaking 75 different languages. And Google was one of the early movers to create this booming tech sector that we have. But they were quickly followed by hundreds and hundreds of international, multinational companies, particularly tech companies, but also a lot of global finance companies. And now Ireland is the European hub, okay, the European hub to over 1,200 leading multinational companies. And I bet you'll have heard of many, you'll have heard of hundreds of these companies, particularly in the tech space. Things like Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and PayPal. All of these big tech companies are based right here in the city centre of Dublin, all creating this booming tech sector that we see growing every year. So when you think tech, think Ireland, because we are considered to be the heart of ICT sector in Europe. We're home to, for example, over 900 software companies, okay? 900 software companies in this little country. We are home to the top 5 software companies, so the top 5 in the world, and 4 of the top 5 IT services companies. We're the #1 destination for US technology companies. So companies like Google, these big US tech firms are choosing Ireland as their European home. We have many very well-established data analytics centers, and we're becoming really a global center for data analytics. Companies like SAS and SAP have all chosen Ireland as their European headquarters. And we have 5 of the top 10 security software companies and cybersecurity, particularly in the last couple of years, where we're relying on tech so much, is becoming one of the fastest growing areas in technology, in the tech sector. This is just a screenshot, just one other example, and this is connected to fintech. Fintech is, of course, financial technology, that merging of our financial services like our banking and our insurance, our mortgage lending, how we pay for things, and the technology that we use. So something as simple as paying for something using your mobile phone. This is just all fintech, financial technology. And this here is just the Irish companies, just the homegrown companies that are all connected to fintech. If you include the international companies based in Ireland, this more than doubles. So you can see the vast opportunity there is here in Ireland to work in fintech and to work generally in the IT sector. Also remember, if you're listening today and you're not interested in studying tech, that's okay, because all of these people, all of these companies, they employ every type of graduate, managers, finance managers, human resource managers, marketing personnel, administration, operations, supply chain management. They employ everybody, not just tech graduates. So the opportunities here are endless. Okay, hopefully that's given you just a little idea of what Ireland is like for tech, and we'll come back to that a little bit later as well. Let's talk just for a couple of minutes about National College of Ireland. We see ourselves as not your educator. Okay, yes, we are your educator, but we are your partner. We're here to partner with you, to support you, to make you the best possible version of you and the best graduate that you can be. We want to make sure that you are ready, not just with the knowledge and the academic knowledge that you need to succeed, but also the other skills of how to prepare for employment search, how to approach companies, to find that job that you want when you graduate. Okay, so remember, we're your partner, we're your friend, we're your colleague in your life and in your future. So NCI are just over 70 years old. We were founded in 1951. You might be confused by the name National College of Ireland. College and university in Ireland are the same thing. So we are a university level. Just because we don't have university in our name, it doesn't matter. We offer this exact same level of education and the same standard of education as our colleagues in Ireland who are called universities. We have majors in IT, in business, in psychology, and in education. We offer honours level bachelor degree programs, and we offer 1-year master degree programs. We are rated as 5 stars, so the top rating you can achieve by the QS Stars rating systems, and we achieved this just late last year. It was an increase on the 4-star rating that we previously held, so we're really happy with this. It's a huge sign of our commitment to quality education and high standards. We also offer a number of national and international accreditations on our programs, such as ACCA for our accounting and finance program, and CIPD for our Masters in Human Resource Management. So again, a huge commitment to quality, to providing you with the best possible standard and quality of higher education. One focus I want to give you on Ireland, on NCI, National College of Ireland today, is on the support that we give to our students. We are here to support you from application all the way through to graduation and even beyond that, okay? So if you are feeling nervous about coming abroad to study and what it's going to be like here, try not to worry, because we are here. That's our job. That's our reason for being here, is to help you and guide you every step of the way. We have a fantastic international office, a fantastic international support team, and they will help you with the admissions journey, with preparing for coming to study here with our fantastic preparation program. We have an amazing 4-week welcome program to help you settle into life here in Ireland at NCI. And of course, we continue that support all the way through your studies. And actually last year, we won a national award for international engagement. And we won this award as recognition of our support and guidance for our international students over the last 2 years. And we're very proud of this award because it shows our commitment to supporting our students through their journey. Not just international support, but we also offer fantastic learning supports here at NCI. So if you need a little bit of extra help with some aspects of your learning, we are here to provide you that as well. And of course, all of the support is available to all of you at any time, free of charge. We offer a maths support centre and maths workshops, and we have a computing support centre giving one-to-one assistance and extra exam revision. So for those of you that are going to be studying technology, computing programs, these 2 support services are really important to you. And the students that use these services, they do the best. So even if you don't think you need extra support, sometimes getting that little bit of extra support will just make you that little bit stronger in your studying. So just very briefly, I want to tell you the programs that we have, and then we're going to get back to talking about the tech opportunities here in Ireland. At undergraduate level, we have 3 majors. We have a general BSc in computing, and then we have 2 more specialized majors in data science and in technology management. These are 4 years in duration, and they include an internship in year 3. So if you study one of these programs, you will go to work with a tech company here in Dublin for between 6 and 9 months in your 3rd year of study, and then you'll come back to NCI to complete your final year. So these programs give you a fantastic opportunity to gain the academic knowledge that you need, but also really valuable working experience, okay? If you're looking at master's level, we have 4 majors at master's level. And these are the 4 areas that are most in demand by employers in Ireland: cybersecurity, Data analytics, always so popular, MSc in cloud computing, and an MSc in fintech. And if you remember just a couple of minutes ago, I showed you all of those Irish companies that are working in the area of fintech. Huge opportunity, very, very popular with Irish companies, for hiring graduates out of these master's programs. And any of the students that do these have very high employment rates when they graduate. The final program I want to mention in the School of Computing, if you're listening today or you're listening to the recording of this and you have already studied a bachelor degree, but it's maybe in business or science or humanities. So what I mean is if it's not an IT bachelor degree that you have, then you might be interested in the higher diploma in science in computing. This is what we call a conversion program. It's your opportunity to study for just 1 year and to gain the skills and knowledge that you need to transform your career path. So you could go from studying like a bachelor degree in business at undergraduate level and then move into this higher diploma and quickly gain the knowledge that you need and the skill that you need to go to work in a tech role in a tech company. So this conversion program or master's pathway program, we sometimes call it, is for anybody listening that doesn't have an IT background that wants to move into this space. So really there's an option for everybody, no matter what your background is. It doesn't matter if you don't have any working experience. We don't need working experience. We just look at your academic background and we take it from there and we'll find a solution or a pathway for you. We offer very competitive tuition fees at NCI that you can see here, and we offer excellent scholarships. So we do have scholarships of up to 50% on our master's programs. We have a great scholarship on that higher diploma if you're looking for kind of a conversion into the tech space. So with our €4,000 scholarship, you'll pay just €8,000 for the 1 year of that program. So we are supporting you as much as we can with excellent scholarships. Study abroad is a huge commitment. It's a huge financial commitment. Of course it is. We are trying as much as possible to offer as many scholarships to help as many students come and study at NCI as possible. Okay, we're fortunate that the structure of our institution allows for this financial aid for our students. Okay, I just wanted to give you a little moment's information on our careers service. We're very proud of our careers service here at NCI. It is an award-winning service. So they have won 8 national awards in the last 9 years. Okay, and all of these people here today that you can see on the screen are here at NCI ready to support you in preparing yourself for your job search and then in actually helping you to find that job at the end of your degree. So they'll work on your personal branding and your career development. What do we mean by that? Well, they're going to do things like one-to-one sessions to look at your CV, to make sure your CV is on fleek, as we say, to make sure that it looks great, that it sounds great, and that it really well represents you. They will conduct practice interviews with you. So if you're nervous about your interview skills, you'll have a chance to work on that. They will offer you one-to-one guidance sessions to help you figure out what do you want to do after graduation and what do you need to take action on to achieve your career in the future. And of course, one of the big things they do is that they organize a huge number of employer or company events each year. So these are your opportunities to meet face-to-face with these companies that are hiring graduates here in Ireland. Ask their advice, talk to them about the positions that they have, talk to them about what do you need to do to get those positions. This advice is so valuable to you in your job search, and many of our students go on to work with these companies that come onto campus to meet with them towards the end of their studies. So the work of the careers team is so valuable to you, okay? There's 2 things you need to focus on at NCI. The first is studying well and doing your best in your academic program. And the second is working with our careers team to prepare for that job search. It doesn't matter if you don't want to stay in Ireland and work, that's fine. the information and the advice that they will give you will be valuable to you wherever you go in the world. Okay, you'll learn so much from them, and we really are very proud of the work that they do here with all of our students and graduates. Just wanted to give you a very quick idea of where some of our NCI 2020 graduates are located. Okay, so each year we do a very big survey of our graduates, and we look at what they're doing 6 months after graduation. So for example, our BSc Honours in Computing 2020 graduates, 94% of them were employed or in further study after 6 months. And you can see just a couple of examples of the companies and the roles that those students were doing. So Citibank, SAP, all working in great tech roles. 91% of our tech management students were in employment after 6 months. And again, you can see some roles there. 86% of cybersecurity graduates were working after 6 months in places like Deloitte and Dropbox as cybersecurity analysts and global support, customer experience, global support analysts. So really fantastic roles, amazing companies to get working experience in, all based here in Dublin. Finally, 92% of our fintech graduates were employed after 6 months, and they're working at companies like Ernst & Young and JP Morgan Chase. So I'm sure you'll recognize maybe even all, or at least a good number of the companies that our graduates are working with. And these are companies that employ NCI graduates every single year, particularly in tech. We have such a great reputation in this area. So these companies know that NCI graduates are amongst some of the best in Ireland. And this is why we have such high employment rates on our programs. Okay, let's move on. Opportunities in tech. This is the last section that I wanted to talk about here today. So we have about maybe 5 minutes left to talk. What opportunities are there in tech, and what is the future looking like for technology? I suppose globally, but of course I'm talking specifically about Ireland today and the opportunities that we have here. So this is Ireland, okay? This is a map of Ireland. I don't know if you know where Ireland is, I'm sure you do. It's on the very western edge of Europe, just next to the UK. Tiny little island, okay? It's a small country. We have just 5 million people. That's our population, okay? So if you're coming from a massive country like the Philippines with a huge population, it probably sounds really, really small, right? But remember that we have over 1,200 multinational companies headquartered here. We are the #1 destination for US technology companies. We're the second largest exporter of computer and IT services in the world. So yes, we might be a small island, and yes, we may only have 5 million people as our population. But when it comes to tech, we're the center of the world, okay? We are such a powerhouse when it comes to this area. And anyone coming here to study tech and to work in tech is going to be successful, because this is the place to be, okay? This is an idea of the salaries that you can expect to learn. So this screenshot here is from a survey that was conducted by Grad Ireland. Grad Ireland, you should Google them afterwards. They're a hugely important website and company. They issue so much advice to graduates. They post job opportunities on their website, and they do a huge amount of research on what are the graduate opportunities in Ireland. You'll see that the very top line here in this slide, 32,665 euros, so almost 33,000 euro, is the average starting salary for graduates in IT and technology in Ireland. So it's one of the highest salaries, starting salaries in Ireland of any sector. Why it's top of the list here, 41%, you'll see the 41% there. This represents the number of companies, or the percentage of companies in Ireland that are planning to hire tech graduates over the next year, okay? So well over 1/3 of companies in Ireland are hiring graduates in this area right now. And that will give you an idea of the level of opportunity there is. And of course, that really great starting salary that you can expect to gain. If you are studying at master's level, or if you have any previous working experience, your salary will be higher, okay? It will be higher than average. But remember, it's not necessary to have working experience to start working here in Ireland. One of the most popular ways of getting into the workplace here in Ireland is through graduate training programs. And I'm going to give you just a couple of examples. Accenture are currently advertising their 2022 graduate training program, where they take graduates straight from graduation. And they're doing it in, I think, 6 different streams. And I've just given you 3 examples here today: business and technology integration, software engineering, and cybersecurity. So if you've studied a technology program at NCI, you can apply to Accenture and take their graduate training program. It's paid, okay, of course, so you will be in employment with Accenture, but you'll also be receiving additional training from them through this training program. Some of these programs last a year, some of them last 2 years, and many students are permanently employed at the end of the program. There's just 4 more examples of current training programs that are being recruited for here in Ireland. Intel, you'll have heard of, Ernst & Young, Vodafone, Bank of Ireland, one of the main banks here in Ireland. So there's a huge number of training programs, and this is a great way to get into employment, even if you've no working experience. So 2021 saw the economy grow by over 15%. Okay, so even with a COVID pandemic, our economy grew by a huge percentage, and we have the highest ever job creation in Ireland. There were almost 30,000 jobs created in Ireland last year. Remember, a population of only 5 million, so this is a really high rate of job creation. COVID, of course, has impacted us, but because of our fantastic tech sector, which continues to grow, we really have done quite well even through this pandemic period. We had over 1,000 jobs with online payments firm Stripe. Intel created over 1,600 jobs. State Street created a huge number of jobs. Amazon added 500 new jobs to the Irish economy last year. And these are just some of the examples that make up that 30,000 strong job creation in 2021. What does it look like this year? Okay, we're just 3 weeks into 2022. What are the economic analysts saying about Ireland? Well, first of all, it's projected to grow again by about 7.5%, which is fantastic, continued strong growth. Foreign direct investment is projected to grow further, okay? So we've had continued growth in this area over the last 30 years, and that will continue throughout 2022, which is really positive. We've already had, even in the first 3 weeks of the year, job announcements continuing even in January, which is usually a slow month for job creation and job announcements. So we definitely feel the future is bright, and the future is here in Ireland. And particularly if you want to study tech, this is where you should be. The best opportunities, the best quality of tech education, and such a wonderful country to experience studying abroad and living and working. So thank you very much for listening. I know that was a lot of information, but I hope that you found some of it interesting and useful. And if you're watching this on the recording as well, I hope that you enjoyed it. Please do take note of my name. My name is Harriet. You can see my email address and my WhatsApp, and I'll drop them into the chat box as well. If you have any questions about Ireland, about studying at NCI, or about the tech sector in Ireland and the specific opportunities that you are interested in, then please come and chat to us. Keep in contact, of course, with your IDP representatives as well, because they are expert at ensuring that you will get as many study offers as possible, and they will also support you through any visa process that you might need to complete to come and study in Ireland. So thank you very much for listening. And if there are any questions, please feel free to drop them into the chat box, and I'll be very, very happy to answer them now. And if not, then thank you very much for listening.